I used to remotely tamper with our family Wi-Fi router to get some sleep from my brother screaming at Call of Duty all night. Many moons ago, when I lived at my family home, my younger brother was addicted to playing Call of Duty and was one of those teenagers that would take it way too seriously. My bedroom was downstairs and his above mine, and when he'd lose or get killed in a way he decided was unfair, he'd shout down his headset and slam his feet onto the ground, which shook my whole bedroom. This would go on until the early hours of the morning, despite me asking him time and time again to please keep it down. It got to the point where I was exhausted all the time after being constantly woken up. I even recall this happening until 3 a.m. the morning of a job interview, which I subsequently failed as I couldn't even think straight. He was a bit of a psycho in those days, and so he wouldn't care he was keeping me up. If I did anything by force, like switch his PlayStation off or whatever, then he'd likely retaliate far more severely, so I needed to find a way to make it seem like it wasn't me. It would be too obvious if I turned the entire router off and on, as it takes time to reestablish itself. I opted to log into our router's settings via my phone and would change the password to something else, then change it back again. This would automatically boot off everything on the network for just a moment and then reconnect. It was perfect. If he got too loud, then I could just boot him off the game and it would look like an outage or a server issue in game. Then I'd let him start another game and would repeat the process until he eventually got fed up with it and turned it off. I think it also created a Pavlov's dog response in him not to get so angry at it, or it would mysteriously disconnect. He never caught on to it being me, though he did comment on how much better the Wi-Fi had been after I moved out. Guess it must be, because it's using less bandwidth. I lied. TLDR, I changed the Wi-Fi password to boot his PlayStation off the network before putting it back, because he's shouting at his game until the early hours of the morning.